Hello everyone, this is Vicky Stitchnbutton and I am here for a special coffee break. If you watched my last video, you know that I've been looking into changing up what I'm stitching on, possibly going through my stuff and see if I still want to stitch on it, changing up my list of what to stitch on, what not to stitch on, and all the things, and how I want to stitch on it. I've been sort of up in the air as to what my feels are. So I figured I am going to put together some videos because I'm not going to go through them all at once. So I'm going to just record and go through some, and I'll probably cobble the videos together and then you'll see this all as one. How about that? So the first thing I did was I took out, I have a big old, let me show you. I rolled over it. Hang on. Okay. I have one of these. Right? It zips up, and my project, the fags, fit in there like a file. Looks great. So that's what I have my hibernated stuff in. And I pulled that out first, because I have my other stuff that I said I wanted to work on, and that's behind me in my rolly cart. And I probably should go through that first, because I'd probably make room in there. But I figured I'd just grab this first and go through there, because why be logical, right? So let's go through it. Let's hear me talk out loud, think out loud about some stuff. All right? There's probably going to be some that I'm definitely just not going to stitch. Some that I'm going to put away for later thought because I haven't totally abandoned them. I just don't feel like stitching on them now. And I might pull some out and go, you know what, I want to stitch on this next. Okay? So, let's grab a couple. Alright, this first one. I think Amy from Amy Loves Toads was supposed to start this with me. I don't think she started hers, and that's fine. It's called Peaceful Ponderings. And I had started this one, and I don't hate it. I know it's fiddly, and I don't know. I tend to do a few hundred stitches, and then I'm done. And I think because there's deceptively a lot of stitches on it. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep it. I think if I just keep on chipping away at it, and I've never actually put together a biscord new either. So that's another thing. I'm sure I can do it. I just never have done it. So that, and I have a couple other biscord new projects that I have. Well, I haven't kitted them, but I have a couple more charts that I can start. So Peaceful Ponderings. This fabric is from Sammy J Stitches. Her daughter was dyeing fabrics, and this is one of those pieces. And this chart is by Meridian Designs. I do believe you can still get that if you are interested. So we're going to keep this one. I don't think for now I'm going to pull it into my let's get this one done. So it's going to stay in the hibernating, maybe come out next year. Then we've got, these are two. There's two of these. And it's the Sagittarius and Aries from Pana. I'll show you. I started, I'm Sagittarius, Frank is Aries. So I figured I'd do those for us. And it's the Pana kit with the Pana fabric and threads. And I still wanted to get these done, so these are just going to stay in hibernation because I don't feel the urge to want to stitch on them right now. So those will keep for later. I'm going to assume that you guys don't care how far along I am. I'm not going to show it how far I am on all of them. But I am going to stick. These will stay. Okay, Native American Angel. I still love her. This one's by American School of Needle Art. yeah, needlework. And I know that you can get this, I think, as a download now. The artist is Barbara Batts, and I forget where you can get it, but I know you can source this somewhere. I am stitching her on the Navajo Treasure from the Ever Elusive Fortnite Fabrics, and that's how far I've gotten. When I first started her, I was really enjoying the stitch, and I think part of my problem is it's on paper. And I've been tending the larger ones. I'd rather them be on Pattern Keeper or Markup XP. So she's going to stay in hibernation, because while I haven't felt the want or need to stitch on her, I'm not ready to give up on it yet. Not quite yet. Almost there, actually, but not yet. Here's another one that I had put away for hibernation, and that is Emerald Mermaid. Out of all the mermaids or Mirabilias that I ended up keeping when I did my purge, she's not one of my favorites, but I still like her, and she's still going to stay in hibernation because I have a couple of other Nora / Mirabilias I want to do. So she'll stay in hibernation right now. I'm not ready to give up on her either. This is one of the Dark Queens. I think I've figured out why I've stalled on both of these. Okay, so there's two of them out so far. Dark Queen of the Sea and Dark Queen of the Earth. They're from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And I stalled. I know the first one I ended up stalling. I think I got disheartened when I fell woefully behind on it. And then I came up with a mistake, and then and then this one came out, and I started this one, and I didn't get that far. And I think the guilt of not doing the last one and then having this one, and it's a lot of stitching. On top of that, there are a lot of upcoming decisions to make, and I think the thought of having to go from chart to chart to chart to make my decisions and read off of pre-exhausts me from even getting the stitching up to that part. So I'm not ready to give up on it, on either one of them for now. I have Dark Queen of the Sea in my to be stitched this year pile, right? So I'm not ready to give up, but this one's definitely staying in hibernation because I'd like to finish Dark Queen of the Sea first and then pick up on this one. So we're going to keep her for now. This one. I think I'm going to pass this on. I have a friend that had wanted this chart when I was done, so I'm going to double check with her and see if she still wants it. I think it's okay. I don't hate it. It's just I don't want to stitch it. And it's not even like political or because it's USA or anything like that. If anything, it exudes what I believe as far as freedom, liberty, and justice, right? So I think it's been forever since I've stitched on it, and even the last time I stitched on it, I just remember not really wanting. I started in 2021, and I stitched on it a total of 4 times. Most of the time in 2022. I started in 2021, and then I did another 4 times on it, and I'm not feeling it. So I must not want to finish it. So I'm not going to stress over it, right? It's been in hibernation for a while. So we're going to go ahead and pass it on. This is how far I've gotten. So I'll see if my friend still wants it. And if not, then I'll pass it on to somebody else, I guess. And I could, if I feel like it, I could make something out of just that. That would be pretty cool. I've done that before with partial stitches. So this is going to be scratched off the list. Permanent UFO. Abandonment. What else do I have here? Pick up a few. All right. I have this Riolis kit. It's going to stay in the UFO. I am not giving up on it just yet. I did get the PDF of this from Riolis. Now, the PDF still does not go in any of the Pattern Keeper things or even Markup XP. But it'll be easier to read because I can zoom in with the tablet and I can mark it off that way. So I'm still going to keep this, and I'm not giving up on it quite yet. Plus, J-Long's doing it too. So that's going to be, it's still staying in hibernation. It's fine. Next one is, I don't have the full picture of it because the chart's back there, but it's called Moonlight Sampler. And that's one of the pillows that they made out of it. And I put this to the side for now, just because I had so many other things going on with it. I do want to stitch it. There are a lot of really cute animals on it. And I barely got a decent start on it. That's it. So, this is going to stay in hibernation for now. I really don't feel like I want to stitch on it. But I like it. I just don't want to stitch on it right now. And I have it on Pattern Keeper. That's not even the problem. So we're keeping that for sure. This next one, I do want to stitch it. I'm not going to give up on it. It is Lady and the Tramp. It's a full coverage. The only reason why this one's still staying in hibernation right now is because I have other full coverages I'd like to get a good chunk on. And maybe I'll revisit at the beginning of the year on if I want to change out any of my full coverages, or if I just want to bring out more, or what have you. So that one's staying. I don't have tons done on it, but I'm going to keep it. I did change out the fabric. I don't trust, even if I was just going to stitch it on Ada, I don't trust their sizes. I like 3 inches all the way around. So it's got to have the 3-inch border. This one right here is Clockwork Dragonfly. I could pull this one out. Let me look at it. Because I finished my other Dragonfly. If you remember, I finished that other Dragonfly, and that was one of the reasons why I put this away. I even got a good bit done on that, didn't I? Look at that. So I've got one of the 4 wings done. Let's pull this one out to play. I don't know when, but let's pull this one out just in case, because I feel like maybe I could work on that since I don't have a Dragonfly going. Now I'm definitely gonna have to go through my ongoing WIPs and see what I'm putting away, but I think I will keep that one out. This one I'm not going to bring, it's one of the painted full coverages, the painted canvas ones, and I have one that I started, the Lord of the Rings themed one, and if I'm going to work on one, I'd rather work on that, and I know I'm going to travel, so I'll pull out either, I might even take that one with me, I don't know. I'll pull out one of these types for plane travel, because then I don't have to look at the chart. I just have to look at the fabric and the color key. But it won't be this one right now, because I'd rather finish. I think I left out, I may have, I don't know if it's in here or not, but I may have the peacock out of the 2. What else do I have here? I have Seaworthy Sampler that I had started. This is on 40 count. Now I am going to Stitch West. I don't think I'll take this anyway. I mean, Teresa's not going to be there, but that's what this is from, a Stitch West retreat. But It's on 40 count, and I don't know if I want to do 40 count this big of a project anyway. So we'll leave this in hibernation for now, because I do have another Teresa Kogut. I have the Halloween sampler one from her. So we'll keep that out instead and revisit swapping at another time. Next up. This is the Early Americans from Little House Needlework. I'm going to put them all on the same piece of fabric. And I am pretty sure I was still on the first one. Let's see how far I got. How if I pull this out and I can see if I could at least finish that first block? I think that would be fair. That's not tons of stitching. What do I have left? I think I only have the rest of the door to finish on the house, and then just the little bits. So just the tree, the flag, and just little bits here. I think I could do that. So let's try to go for finishing that block at least. So I'll leave that one out. This one is Raven with Full Moon, and this one's actually been on my mind a little bit because I had to order DMC for something, and one of them was for this. This one's on a 16 count, I do believe. 16 count Dove Gray Ada, and it's Raven with Full Moon. This one is from Pandora X Stitch. I don't like the way I'm getting lines in the black. I wonder what that is. I finish my stitches as I go. It'll be fine. I think I'm doing 2/1 full crosshair. You can't even tell from back here, so it's fine. And I'm looking at it. I was thinking about pulling it out. I think it's going to stay in hibernation for now. I do have other full coverages that I need to get worked on. I think I feel okay keeping it in hibernation. This one is definitely staying in hibernation for now. And I am stitching this one 2/1 half stitch. It's on a 32 count. Dragon Sabat Yule. It's from Pain Free Crafts, and I know it's retired. I am putting on this, what I consider a scrap piece of fabric flare, because I did not like this whole situation. So I figured I'd use the back and do the full coverage on it. And it takes some eye strength. It's not absolutely horrible, but I think this one can stay in hibernation for now until I can get some more done on other things that I'd rather work on for now. What's next? This one I worked on a good bit. And it is Around the World in 80 Days. I worked on it a good bit last year. Matter of fact, I think I put more stitches in it last year than I had since I had started it. I thought I'd gotten a good bit done. Let me look. Yeah, because it's full coverage down here. And I'd gotten all this in here, and the trees and the ships and all that stuff. So while I do like it, I don't feel a calling for it to come out right now. But that is semi an option if I think about it later. Because I have the bookshelf. I'd like to possibly finish the bookshelf, and I'm also going, right now in the back of my head, I'm like, do I just swap it out with the bookshelf? I could. But I'll hold off right now. Next time I look at the bookshelf, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I think I want to pull this one out, and it's only because I started this as a start along with Kate from Fickle Stitches. And she did so good on hers. Now I could never catch up to as much stitching as she does. She is one of my favorite overachievers. So, but I feel like I should get some more done on her. And I feel like I want to get more done on her. I had started in the bottom left corner, and that's where I got. So I think I want to keep this one out, and I'll probably put some other full coverage away in its place. Because I know I'd kept some out and put, I know I had a reasoning behind it, and I don't know exactly what I thought at the time, but I changed my mind. This girl. This is the Trick or Treat Fairy, or I think they even call it Halloween Fairy. Yeah, from Mirabilia. And that came from the Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine a while back. And I know you can get it on some website, and I can't remember. But I have some Noras that I'm still working on, so I don't think I'm ready to pull her back out yet. She looks good, but I'm not ready to pull her out. I think for sure I would rather get Bells of Ireland done if I'm going to work on a Nora, and she can stay away, but I think I'm going to still keep her because I do like her. Okay, this one I know I have not wanted to stitch on, and it's because in the back of my mind I keep on thinking I shouldn't have started it where I did. And I say that because I had started in the bottom right-hand corner, and I was stitching all of this pale color and wondering why it's so pale with this black and so pale with this black. So what I'm thinking is not so much that I want to restart the whole thing, but I think I want to mark off the extra borders. Because why should I do all that? That's going to be all that cream all the way around. That's dumb stitching. I don't need it. I don't think I need it. And if I feel I need it later, I guess I could always put it back in because it's positioned to have it there. But I think next time I stitch on it, making a decision out loud, guys, I'm just gonna worry about the main stitching instead of that border stitching and move in from there and see how I feel about that. It's not coming out right now, though. This is, did I even tell you? So it's a Zodiac 1896 from Tilton Crafts. It's on 25 count, 1/1, full cross. I think she's, yeah, that's full cross. And it's a Alphonse Muha. It's another one I need to print out the picture on one of those little, I've been trying to convert some of them, a lot of them, over to little picture size and then laminate it so it doesn't take up all that space. So she's going to stay in hibernation for right now until I go and decide to switch out some full coverages. What's up now? I don't know what's in this bag. Let's see. This is October 31st from Cottage Garden. I don't know why. When I first started this, I was like, oh yeah, I want to stitch this. And I don't know why I haven't been in the mood to stitch it. It's still a good one. I don't know. I'm looking at it, and I think it could stay in hibernation. I'm going to keep it. It's going to stay a WIP, but I think it could stay in hibernation now. Plus, I still have my I have my Halloween sampler from Cottage Garden. Maybe that's another reason why I put that one outside. I'll pull these out. Let's do a little switcheroo, because they're starting to fall over. This one. For some reason, I did not want to work on penguins. Remember when I was out a month or two ago and I didn't feel like working on it? So, but I think I want to swap it out. I think I want to pull out pandas and work on pandas instead. I know part of not wanting to work on penguins is because I had to go remark it off in my Adobe Acrobat. And I know there's a mistake, and I didn't feel like dealing with it. And I marked it off and everything, but I never got to stitch on it. So I think I will pull out pandas and see what I can get done with that. So I will swap that out. I need to write myself a note to put... I have all kinds of scrap paper, but it was in my way because I wasn't using it. So I'll write myself a note to put away, what did I say, penguins. Areolas. So we're going to swap that one out. Here is, I think this is in hibernation because I figured if I was going to go somewhere, then I'll take it with me. But otherwise, it would just stay in hibernation, and I know where it is. And that is that stained glass peacock, which is that painted canvas that came with the other one and a couple others when I purchased those. So this is going to stay in hibernation. But like I said, I am going to fly to Salt Lake, so one of them will come out with me. I have been actually thinking about this one, and it's Say Coffee by Heartstring Samplery. And I kind of want to pull this one out and work on it at least once. So I think we'll do that. This one's being stitched on hog bristle from Fox and Rabbit. And I got it that far last time. So we will pull this one out. I thought I was putting stuff away, not pulling stuff out. We'll see. Okay, this next one I'm not going to pull out because I have others I want to work on. And I want to see if I work on the Dragon and the Fairy at least one more time, because I know I worked on it once, but I only did some back stitching just to get some stitches in it. And that is the Time Traveler. And it's a Joan Elliott, and that's why I said if I get some more done on Dragon and the Fairy, then I'll swap it out. And I'll put that away, and I'll pull this one out and work on her. So that's going to stay for now. This one's in hibernation because I haven't even started it yet. Technically, it started. I did a swap with J-Long, and she's going to stay in hibernation for right now because I still am working on Luna Mystica. So I figured one of these out is fine. So that one stays in hibernation. Next one up is, I don't have the picture for it, but it's called 3 for Tea, and it is by Mirabilia, and it's going to stay in hibernation for now. I got a good bit of this far, if you're looking at it, it would be the far right girly. I got a good bit of her done the last time I worked on this, but I don't feel the itch to have to bring them out right now. There's other stuff I'd rather work on, so they will stay there. So 3 for Tea will stay away for now. This one, I think I mentioned this in a previous video this year. I've lost my interest in stitching on this. I thought I liked it. I worked on it, and it seemed like every time I worked on it, I wasn't enjoying it as much as I thought I would. And while I like the picture, I'm over it. So this is going to be a UFO, and I'm just going to, I can't give it to anybody because it's a PDF. So I'm going to put the threads away, and I'm going to just UFO it. Right? I can keep the fabric, or even pass the fabric on to somebody else that might want it. What is the fabric? It is an 18 count Aida. So I'm just going to scrap it. Scrapping one. Well, scrapping two now, right? So there's another one. We're just going to... So, Penny America. Let's write a note. With all the full coverage that I have, I'm going to really want to really love the full coverage I'm working on. Alright. I have this one that I had started, and I'm just not feeling working on it, so it's staying in hibernation. I have Extraordinary Birds, and I should be working on it. I barely got a start on it, and I really like the color so far, and then Museum After Midnight came up. So I think what I'd like to do is probably work on Museum After Midnight for a while. I don't know how much I'll get done. I can't say for sure what I'll get done, but I'll work on it some, and then maybe I'll swap it out for this and try to get, because I guess it doesn't matter which one gets done first, right? The chicken or the egg, but we'll see. Okay. And then the last one in this pile is Silver Moon Tea. Now technically this is a full coverage. It's from Mirabilia. It's on Fabric Flare 32 count, and I put it on, it's on lilac. And that's how far, is that right side up? Yes. That's how far I've gotten on her. Not even close to a finish. Is that? Yeah, that's the right side up. So not even close to a finish. But I don't think I want to pull her out right now. Still not feeling it. Still not feeling it. So she will stay in hibernation for now. By me going through all this, I'm going to have to switch around my lists and everything and double check everything. So I'm giving myself even more work, aren't I? All right, so that's what's in hibernation. And I'm going to get this stuff put away, and I don't know. I might have a whole change of clothes on a different day on the next piece of video that I do to continue going through all my WIPs. So I guess this is a semi-WIP parade, but it's more like a decision parade, I think. You'll see me in a flash. And I'm back. So it's the next day, and I kept on thinking about all my WIPs that I have. And I want to go through some of them and put some of them away. So, this one's not going away. This is December Topaz Fairy, and it's over halfway finished. I don't think I've even worked on it this year, and I do want to work on it because it's close to a finish, since Belinda did most of it. So that is staying, and I'm going to put them on this shelf. I took off the top shelf. I took everything out of the top shelf, and I'll put them back as I go. This is another one I have not yet worked on, and I just started not too long ago, so this needs to be worked on before the year is out. I am going to put this one in timeout. It's going to go in my hibernation for now. I still like it, but I have the Tatooine full coverage one that I had started, and I think I just want to put this away for now. I have not been wanting to stitch on this particular one, so that's going hibernation. I mentioned this one earlier, and this is the Teresa Kogut Hello Halloween book. And I'm doing the Halloween sampler, so I'm going to keep this one out. I do like this one, and I know I have a minimal start, so October I'll probably want to work on this. Next up is my grapes pillow. I need to work some more on this. This will always stay out because I'm only starting one pillow at a time. When this one's done, I'll pick out another one. It's from Just Cross Stitch magazine. This one's February 2000 here, and I started in 2019. It's fine. It takes a while for me to get these done, and I'm okay with that. But they'll be beautiful when they're done. So this one's staying out, and I'll peck away at it here and there. There are a lot of blends in that one. Then this is part of my to finish for the year. I don't know if I'll finish it, but it was like a lofty goal of see if we can't get these finished. So this one's staying out. It's Halloween Tree. It's from Romy Creations. I had bought the whole entire kit from her. It's stitched on a fabric flare fabric. Yeah, I'm this far, which I think is equivalent to about a third. So here's the whole fabric. So we'll peck away at that too. And I haven't been wanting to really stitch too much on the Halloween-y stuff. One, because it's so hot, and two, because October I usually get more in the mood for that. So we'll get to it. This will stay out. What's up next? This one I worked on not too long ago, and I like working on it. It is Ink Circles, the Modestly Sized Red Ship of Life. I started this one with Kate from Fickle Stitches. She started the smaller one. I forget what hers is called, but it's the smaller one. And I am stitching this on Lappin' Loops Crypt Cloth, and I'm using Silks for You silks. I haven't started with the blue. I have a blue, but I've just done red, and I know I recently worked on it for a little bit. It's a biggin. They say modestly sized. So that one will definitely stay out. I've been really enjoying monochromatic or minimal color changes lately. This one will absolutely stay out. This is Waka from Fiddlesticks AU, and I have been buying all of her Muppets that she puts out. I go to her website to get them. You can get them on Etsy, but it's best to get it on her website because then she doesn't have to pay the Etsy fees. So Waka, it is my Fozzie Bear. I've already finished Beaker and Kermit and Miss Piggy, and I have Animal, Mana, Scooter, Dr. Bunsen. I have those ones waiting. And for the fabrics, instead of Stitch in the background, Megan from Stitch in May has been dyeing my fabrics for me. And this is how far I've gotten with him. It's a lot of stitches in that hat. The words aren't going to be as much, but there's a lot of stitches in the hat. The Mana is there, and I just put it in the same bag. I haven't pulled the threads for it, but that's the fabric that I chose. I kind of went off. I had an idea of what color I wanted to make that fabric for that one, so I didn't have Megan dye that fabric for me. I just found a perfect fabric for it and put it in there, and they only take about an 1/8 yard, so a fat 1/8. So that's another good thing. Alright. It's my Muppets bag for all my... And I'm doing one Muppet at a time, so of course he's staying out until he's done, and then the next one will get started. This one is going to stay out because I do have the whole set of 4 of these. This is Who Let the Frogs Out from Heartstring Samplery. Now, you can barely see it the way it's done here, so I did something a little bit different. I chose 32 count Belfast linen from Pictures Plus. The color is Moss, and I'm just over halfway done. It's a quick stitch, and I do enjoy the stitch. I am stitching it with DMC. The color, what's the color that I chose? 746. It's an off-white, like a creamy white. So after I finish this one, then I'll go on to one of the other ones. She's got Who Let the Frogs Out, Hoop, There It Is, Baby Got Back Stitch, and Rip It Good, or Whip It Good. But, so after I finish this one, I'll just start the other ones. I haven't even made color choices as far as fabric and floss for the other ones, but I figure after I finish that, then I can do the next. This is another one that's like a running series of what I'll do. This will stay out, and I should just get this done, and I haven't yet. It's Tired Trio. It's been languishing. I think because it had a lot of fiddly stitches coming up, and I just meh. But I did stitch on it at least once this year, and I got that far. So I'd say I'm about halfway. Is that about half? Because there's a bunch of flowers. It's about half. So after I finish this one, then I have other of the piles, the animal stacks, I guess they're called. I don't want to call them animal piles. Sounds like a Stephen pile of crap. So that stays out because that's going to be another running series. What's next? Next up is my scissors, my rolls. That's from Heartstring Samplery. That's another mono stitch. I'm doing this with Silks For You PR 148, and I'm using Flower Press from Fabric Flare. It's a 32 count even weave, I think. Yeah. So I had started the M there. I have stitched on this year, and I'll probably pull it out again. We'll see. But I'm going to keep this one as an active WIP. Next up, I did recently stitch on this in June, and I do have intentions of stitching on this again this year, and that is Seeds of Freedom from Silver Creek Samplers. I would like to at least finish the flag portion this year. It's a lot of stitches. I know it looks like it's small. It's not as small as you think. I am stitching mine on a 40 count linen, and I'm off by a half a stitch, but if I finish the flag the way it is, I won't have to count off of it and I'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything's fine, guys. And that's how far I got. And then, because I'm kind of anxious to get down to the skin tones that I have those silks for and get that, I'm curious as to how that's going to turn out. Make sure I chose the right ones. So that'll stay out, and hopefully I'll get to that again. This one, since it's my only Bella Filipina that I'm stitching, it'll stay out. I don't know how much I'll get to her this year, but it is Luna Mystica, and I am stitching this one on 32 count Mermaid Sea Linen from Under the Sea Fabrics, and I'm using the called for color. No, I'm not. I did sub out some of the over dyes, but that's where I'm at with her. So I'd like to get some more done on her. I know I'm not going to finish her this year, but it'd be nice to finish what's up here and get down into the body part, the bottom portion. I don't know, when was the last time I worked on her? I haven't worked on her this year at all. It looks like the last time I worked on her was in December, so she needs some stitches. Let's put that there. Alright, this one I did work on this year, and it is Skeleton Crew. It's from Cricket Collection. I am stitching it on a 40 count Misty Mountain, and it's Verdal. It's 40 count Verdal from Grace Notes. That's where it's at. It's a lot of stitches. I'm going to keep it out. I'm tempted to put it away because I don't know that I'll stitch on it, but I would like to finish at least the mast on it. At least. Because the last time I stitched on it, I didn't even finish half of it, and it was over 400 stitches just in that little bit. So I think I need to give it another try before I put it away. This one's definitely staying out because I want to get it done. It's a borrowed chart. It is Tiger Lily from Nora Corbett, and I don't think I'm going to finish her this year, but I have gotten a good part. I want to get at least the bottom portion done, minus the beading, of course, but I want to get the bottom portion done, so I need to put in her other leg, finish off the bottom stitches down here and the front of the skirt, and I'd like to get her torso done. We'll see. But I have been trying to fit her in whenever. So she has been getting worked on. One of my long dogs that I have not been stitching on, and it looks so good, is Anzac. This one's being stitched on 28 count black even weave 1/1, and I'm using the threads called Aramacol from Romy Creations. That's how far I am. Let's see if I even stitched on this year. I put a whole whopping 203 stitches on this year. I think I'm going to put it away. I think I will put this away for the rest of the year and revisit it next year because I have some other long dogs I'd like to get more progress on. So we're going to put this in hibernation for the rest of the year. This next one, this is the Joan Elliott that I mentioned, and it is called The Dragon and the Fairy. It's being stitched on 32 count electric wisps on blue. It's from Fabric Flare, and we started it, Belinda and Ozzy Stitcher and Sarah, my Stitching Kingdom, Sarah King. We started it for one of my birthdays, and this is how far I am. I know this year I only went back, and I didn't even count the stitches, but I went and put in a lot of this backstitch gold that's in here. I put a few strands in there to get some of that done, because there's a whole bunch of that going on. And I think I'm going to keep her out because I think I need to get some more stitches on her. Whether it'll happen or not, we'll see. Here is one I brought out of hibernation for this year, and I have not worked on it. It is Santa's Trips. It's from Barbara Anna. Barbara Anna Designs 32 count gable sky linen. I'm using the called for threads. I'm almost positive I am. Let's take a look. I got the hiccups now, guys. Yeah, I'm using the called for DMC. And that's how far I've gotten. I don't know if I want to stitch on it right now. I think I'm going to keep it out because I feel like come Christmas time, I know a lot of people are stitching Christmas in July, but I haven't been feeling Christmas in July. But I think I will keep it out to see if I can't finish another one of those motifs. Maybe another one of those motifs will do. Okay. Next up, this is Scary Sampler from Heartstring Samplery. I am stitching mine on 40 count linen from Vicky Clayton, and I'm using a stitch from Stash pretty much as far as threads. This is how far I am. And as it stands, I need to frog the word will because I did it in 2 strands instead of 1. And it looks like I will die, so it's a little too pronounced. I need to frog that. I have not been wanting to stitch on that, and maybe because I need to frog it, so I think I'm just going to put it away. I think I'm going to put it in hibernation, especially since I have a couple of the heartstring going on, plus I just pulled out, Say Coffee, so we're going to put this one away. I need to make room over here. And I'm not going to have time to stitch on everything, right? Here is one that I will keep out because there's several of hers that I want to get done. So every time I finish one, I start one. And this one's Mary Poppins. It's from the Little Stitcher on Etsy. And I think, what did I finish last? Was it Wizard of Oz? Yeah, I think I finished Wizard of Oz. And then I pulled this one out. So I'll just keep plugging away at her when I get a chance. And she is being stitched on a mystery fabric. It's a 32 count Lugana though. And that's how far she is. There's a lot of stitches in these, especially this one. It's going to be stitch heavy with the Elizabeth Tower and the houses. Well, her skirt alone and a jacket is going to be a lot. So it's best to just keep it out and get a few hundred stitches in at a time. So that will stay out. This one's definitely staying out because it's called to me a few times, and I think I've only stitched on it one of the times it called to me, and that is Coffee Addiction. It is from Stitching Jules, and I'm stitching this one on a 22 count oatmeal Aida, and I'm using 3371. I started in the bottom left corner, and I just have some ribs going on. Just some ribs. I think I worked on it in May, and I only put 331 stitches in, so it needs a lot more than that. I've had this for a while. I loved it since I saw it and I bought it, And then Jessie Marie had started hers, and I gave in and I started mine. It was way after she started hers, but it wasn't at the same time. So that one will stay out so I can get some more progress on it. This one is staying out because it needs more progress. And I spoke about it before. I don't have the picture. It is Museum After Midnight. I'm stitching this one on Winter's Dusk linen, and it's a 32 count. And that's all I've got on it. That's the reason why it's staying out, because I need a lot more of the frame put in before I put it away. I do really like this one. So I don't know. There's still decisions to be made. Am I going to get a whole bunch of this done, or keep plugging away at this until it's done and then pull out Extraordinary Birds, or am I going to swap them out? I guess we'll see eventually. What is this? This goes with Halloween tree. I missed a card. Gotta put the card away. And I know there's a lot of zipping, but I have to. There's too many. Okay. This is staying out for sure. And that is Dagobah. That's the one I said I started and Yoda can go. So Dagobah is going to stay out because I did a really good start when I started it on May 4th. I got 1,300 stitches in 2 days. That there is 1,300 stitches. It's being stitched on an 18 count white Aida, and I am using 2 threads. I think it looks good. It's an easy stitch, so it's staying out. Then I have, this is one that I brought out to get something on with the goal of finishing one animal, and I think I'm going to stick to that. It is called Winter Hot Cocoa. Again, I am not doing the lettering, I'm just doing the animals. And I may do the bigger snowflakes and add yet another big snowflake, but I'm not doing the small ones. And I had started on the fox this time. I don't know how much of the fox I had done. I had some of it, but I worked on the fox when I pulled this out earlier this year. And this is on a 32 count Lugana. It's called Diversity. It's from Mystic Fabrics. So I want to finish at least the fox this year, and we'll see if I end up moving on to more, but for now, that's my goal. And then bookshelf, the bookshelf. I don't remember how far I got with it, but this is the bookshelf from Little House Needleworks. I worked on this year. It is on a 32 count lamb's wool Joblin, and I worked on it for 2 days in May, and I do remember that I was enjoying getting some of the portions done. I know I worked on vines and leaves, and I finished off the gold, and I finished off the things in here. So what do I have to do back up the top? There's a whole nother line of the border to put in, and then some more leaves. I don't think I have any vines left, just the leaves to put on there. And I think I am just going to put this back in hibernation. I worked on it. I got what I did done. And I did pull out that other Little House of Early Americans. So let's put this one away. I doubt I'll work on it again. If I change my mind, I can pull it back out, right? Right. So that's the top shelf. Let's see what I can put away from the bottom shelf. We'll be back. All right, so I got the top shelf all put away, and I pulled out the bottom shelf, and I even unzipped some first. I couldn't unzip them all. Let's go with this first one. I'm putting this back in hibernation. I have not felt like working on it. And it is from the Elfin Forest on Etsy. I have not looked up to see if it's still there. I don't know. But that's what it looks like. and I call it Wizard of Oz hot air balloon. And I am this far on it, and I had done those long lines, and I think I might take the long lines out and then put them back in later. But I haven't felt like stitching on it, so why have it out, right? It's fine. I know, I think last year I was like, I should just finish this. It's not much more, and I should, but it's not happening, so I'm not going to aggravate myself. This one, I forgot I even had this. See, this is why we do this, right? Forgot I had this, and I'm going to keep it out. It is Away We Ride from Blackbird Designs, because I haven't worked on it in a while. It is stitch heavy. That house is a lot of stitches. I'm doing it on 40 count, and all I've done is the house, and it's over 1,000 stitches I put on there. So we're going to keep that out, because probably in October I'll want to stitch on it again. So we'll put that in the keep pile. This one, this is The Bee Comes. It says the flower doesn't dream of the bee, it blooms and the bee comes. And that's a Leela Studio. And I don't know. That's how far I've gotten on it. And I have not been wanting to stitch on it at all. I guess it can go in hibernation. It's pretty close to being mixed altogether, abandoned altogether at this point. But we'll put it in hibernation for now. This next one's actually still on the nerve, because I think I had the nerve to think I was going to stitch on it some more. And that is Hedgehog and Hyacinth by the Blue Flower. I still like this one, and it needs a lot more stitches, because I only just started it with 128. So we're going to keep this one out and get some stitches in on it. That's a keep. This next one is definitely staying. I started this recently. This is City Lights. It's from Boomerang Stitches. And it's being stitched on a white even weave, 28 count, with the called for DMC. And it's an easy stitch. I'm trying to see. I started in the bottom left corner. It's an easy stitch. And I might want to stitch on this sooner rather than later, as a matter of fact. Gotta love a good pigeon. It really does remind me of the Eagles. I mean, well, of Philly, aka Go Birds. But, so this is definitely staying in the arsenal. Another one that's staying that I chip away at, and I seem to just enjoy the stitch when I do pull it out, is this, I call it 12 Days Santa. It's a Jim Shore, and it was published by Design Works. It was a kit, and I think I might have changed out the fabric. And it's on a 28 count white Monaco. This is how far I've gotten on it. So as I go along, I've been trying to get some of the back stitching done too, because there is a lot of it. So chipping away, it just looks so good. So I'm still happy with that, and this is going to be one of those long-term goals. So we're keeping that one. And I'm going to keep it out. Let's see. Next one is, this is one that I started with a bunch of friends. It is Love Bugs. The name wasn't on, I couldn't see the name. It's called Love Bugs. It's from Tellem Emblem. I'm not going to put the charm there. I'm just going to continue the border. And I am doing mine vertically. And I have the butterfly all done. And I need to continue some border so I can start another one of the bugs. So I think this one will stay out. I don't think I want to. I think I want to try to get some of that done this year. So, gotta try. Next up, let's do this one. I think I'm gonna hibernate this for the year and maybe bring it out again next year. It is Queen of the Night from Fox and Rabbit. I do still like it. I still want to stitch it. I've only worked on it twice last year. It's a mystery piece of fabric. It's on a 32 count. And this is how far I've gotten. Yes, that's how far I've gotten on it. But I just haven't really wanted to stitch on it. So we're going to put that away and revisit it next year. Just to be clear, it's not that I hate that some of them I know I'm not going to stitch on them this year, and I need to clear up some space on these shelves, so I'll put it in the hibernate basket. The next one is, I have not worked on this all year, I don't think. I have not, since last year. So I need to work on it at least once this year before I put it away. And that is this Genling kit that I changed out the fabric to a 28 count flax cashel linen. And I was able to get the chart to go into Markup XP. So it has helped me a lot when I'm stitching on it, because that was part of my problems, part of my struggle. And I started this with my friend Holly. Well, I sent her the autumn one because she likes autumn better, and I like the winter one better. So we started them together, and that's how far I've gotten. I know the last time I worked on it, I worked on stuff down here. It'd be really great to just get out of that corner. Maybe get all the way over to the other corner so I can get into something different. There's a lot of quarter stitches in there. So I'm glad I chose a linen and not an Aida, for sure. Because I think, yeah, this had the nerve to come with 14 count cotton Aida with all those quarter stitches. Genlin is really good for that. It's annoying. So we're going to keep that. This one needs to be stitched on this year. This shouldn't take as long as it if I stitch on it, it wouldn't take that long. Let's just put it that in. I mean, that's everything you stitch, but you know what I mean. And that is Disagree. I got the smallest of starts on it. It's Rebel Stitches, Disagree. I am stitching it on Raspberry Latte from Grace Notes. It's a 32 count even weave. And that's how far I've gotten. I got a mere 307 stitches in on it. So just by doing that, I know that I can get a good amount of stitches on it in one go. So I need to do so. I'm using, it's a Silks For You Solo, which is a brownish color. It's just one of their solo hanks that I purchased, and it's a reddish brown. So let's put those down here on the shelf. Clear up some room. Okay. I did briefly talk about this one when I talked about Dark Queen of the Earth, but this is her. This is Dark Queen of the Sea. This is the first one. So my thinking last year was, let's put away Dark Queen of the Earth, pull out Dark Queen of the Sea, finish this, and then go on to Dark Queen of the Earth. I told you I am having decision fatigue, I guess you could call it, because while I haven't had to make the decisions on what I'm stitching where, as far as hair and accoutrements, it's impending. I also had made noticed I made a mistake in the skin up here. I stitched something the wrong color, but I'm keeping it. And I forget which one. Let's see. I forget which one I did. I reversed 2 colors, but it is what it is. And I'm not picking it out. There's a lot more stitching to be had with this sucker, so it's okay. Eventually, I don't want to put, in a way, I'm thinking maybe I just put both of them away. I think I'm gonna put both of them away. We'll put both of them into hibernation. I'm not gonna get rid of them. I'm not ready to do that. I still want to stitch them. But I'm also thinking I have another Autumn Lane design going on, which I forgot to grab, and I can grab in a little bit. But since I am not gravitating to stitching on it, then why keep it out? I can put it in the hibernation bin, get it out of my way, and it won't get on my nerves that way. Okay, decision made. I don't think, okay, I think last night I showed you Clockwork Dragonfly. And I think I kept it in hibernation for now. I think. I remember. I can tell you. Did I pull it out? No, I think I did bring it out.
Against Shantae Marks.
I put all my stuff in a Google Sheet. Makes it easier. Okay, Clockwork Dragonfly I did pull out. And I have Clockwork Bird here. Because I think that was a next thing. Last year I talked about I'm going to stitch on this, and then if I finish it, then the next one will be that. And I think that's what I did with that. And I chose the bird to work on first. And I haven't stitched on it. And then I just decided to pull out the Dragonfly last night. Here's the bird. I have a good portion of the full stitches done on it. A good portion. And then there's a hella lot of back stitching to do on it. Looking at this one, I feel more of an urge to stitch on the Dragonfly. So we're going to put Clockwork Bird in hibernation. So we'll switch, we'll flip the script on that one, and we'll work on Dragonfly. And once I finish Dragonfly, then I can pull up Clockwork Bird. There. Here is another that I haven't stitched on often, but I do enjoy it. And that is Halloween Quaker by Leela Studios. I am stitching mine on 40 count Seltzer from, it's a linen, it's from Grace Knows Fabrics. And I'm using a lot of the called for threads, I think. Let's see, what did I write down here? I think I chose all the called for threads except for the honeycomb. I'm using Weeks Dye Works Curry instead of honeycomb, because I think when I kitted it up I didn't have honeycomb and I had curry, and that worked. So this is how far I've gotten. I haven't even done a whole motif. I definitely need to leave this out in my WIPs and get some stitching done on it. So that's gonna stay. That's to stay. I have this dragon. I just call it Dragon. It's from 2x2 Stitch Art on Etsy. and I really like it. I am stitching it on 28 count Venus and Serena by Fortnite Fabrics, and I'm using just 310, and I'm doing it 1/1. There we go. It is going to look absolutely fabulous. Right now, I am not feeling like stitching on it, so I'm going to put it in hibernation for now, because I have some other things that I've been wanting to stitch on, and honestly my eyes have been bothering me, and this 1/1, and same with the Anzac, it's 1/1, so I think I just need to put it aside and then revisit next year. Okay. Hunter. Hunter is a Jean-Baptiste Monge, and it was printed by Lena Lawson Needle Arts, and I've said it before, the charts are horrendous to try to read. I'm stitching this one on Moonlit Tree. It's a 32 count fabric flare fabric, and I had started mine with Amy from Amy Loves Toads, and Amy's already finished hers. She even changed hers up and put flowers in instead of arrows, and this is how far I've gotten on mine. Now, I want to keep it. I do want to finish it. I think he's adorable, and I do want to finish it, but I think he's going to go into hibernating because, and I say that because I have Hedgehog House out, and I have not stitched on it, and I was supposed to stitch on it, I forget, for Whippagories, and I just didn't. So I think I will put Hunter away, and if I stitch on one of them, I'll stitch on Hedgehog House. That's my choice. This one is definitely staying out. I love this stitch, and I got a bunch done last year. So this is You Belong to Me. It's on a 32 count mystery linen. I'm using PR 168 for the blue, and then for the pyramids I am going to use Sulky 1070, which is a gold color, a golden yellow color. And I finished the top of it. I'm going to fold it in half. I had to add fabric on the side because I miscalculated. But that's how far I got. So this bad boy's going to stay out because I love to do a decent monochromatic, and I want to get this one done. I want to get progress on it. So it's definitely staying out. This next one is called The Nutcracker. It is RETM Quaker Fantasies. And I started this New Year, New Start. Where's my pen? So I started on the 1st of January. I didn't even write my start date on it, but I know I did. I'm using 32 count Silver Springs Opal Even Weave. It's from Color Cascade. And this is how far I've gotten on it. That's a good amount of stitches. I find that to be a weird skin tone color, but I'm assuming she was just going with the colors that were already chosen. I think I'm going to put it in hibernation for the rest of the year. It'll get it off the shelf. I don't know that if I feel like stitching it in at Christmas, then I'll pull it out. But I have other Christmas ones I could start, right? So we're going to do that for now. This one is definitely staying out. I had just started stitching on this year recently, and that is Frankie the Thinker. I adopted this from the stash of the now departed mini All X's, and she had a whole bunch done already, I did have to frog some. I found a mistake in there, so I frogged out what was in here, and then I did the leg. I did this lighter brown and darker brown on the leg. So this is definitely staying out because I need to chip away at this until it's finished. Staying out in the WIPs. Here is another long dog that I absolutely love. It's Lo and Behold. I just started this one for New Year, New Start last year, 2025. It's being stitched on 40 count eucalyptus by Fox and Rabbit. And I'm using Silks for You PR128. It's a green. And this is how far I've gotten on it. And I love it. But surprisingly, I'm going to put it into hibernation. And I say that because I'm really, if I want to stitch on one, I'm going to stitch on You Belong to Me. Plus, I'm going to start Ragnarok this year. So this one can go in hibernation for the rest of the year, and I can always pull it out next year. We're getting real. We're getting to the point where I have so many out. I'm only going to finish some, or stitch on so many. And I'm old enough that I probably won't finish half of these before, I don't know. It's a possibility, guys. Alright, we're not going to get macabre with this. I don't have a terminal loss. That's not what I'm hitting at. I don't want anybody to think that. I just think that I am past my my halfway point. And I'm being more realistic about how much time and energy that I have in stitching. Next up, I have Morning Wizard. This was a freebie, and you can go to Dragon Dreams. They have a business page, I believe. It's not a group, but a business page, Dragon Dreams, on Facebook. And you can download the charts are there in the pictures. I think it's in the photo section or something like that. But this is what it is. That's why I'll show it from back here. You can go get it. I realized that I had done all of the other ones that went. There were two fairies and 2 wizards, and I did the other 3, and I didn't have this one done. So I swiftly started this one. When did I start it? In December of last year. I started it on Christmas apparently, and I didn't put that start date in there either. Hang on. We're going to write that in before I forget. 25. Okay. So I promptly started it. It's on a dirty linen, 20 count cowshell, dirty linen, and that's how far he is. So he's going to stay out because I can chip it away at him here and there. It is a fun stitch. They don't take that long to stitch on, and I'd like to get it finished, even though I have not FFO'd the other 3. Excuse me again, the hiccups. I can try to get this done, and then maybe I'll think of a way to put all 4 of them. Another hiccup, excuse me. Maybe I can think of a way to put all 4 of them maybe in a wall hanging type situation or something, or matching frame. The hiccups are real, guys. Let me get a drink. So that's staying out. Definitely going to stay in the WIP pile. This one's also staying out. And I am just bound and determined. This was a slow go for me. It's been a slow go. It is Vader. It is by Stitchline. Or it used to be Stitch Area. I think it's called Stitchline now on Etsy. And when I first started, I loved it. And I was using a printed pattern. And then once the whole Markup XP and Pictures, and Pattern Keeper came out, I was able to put it in there. And it's made it a lot easier to stitch. Okay, where was I? Sorry, interruption. Vader. So, I'm going to keep him out so I could chip away at him. The last time I stitched on him was in December. I don't know why I didn't stitch on him in May. But this is where he's at. He'll get done eventually, right? He does look really good when done because I've seen him finished. I am stitching mine on Vicky Clayton fabric 1/2. It's a 36 count. And I think it's going to end up looking fabulous on there. So we will keep him out so we can keep on chipping away at him. And that gives me 2 Star Wars items to stitch on. See? That's why I can put away Yoda. Alright, we're getting there. Okay, let's see if I can get this done today. All today. Mini clips. Maybe it'll get done today. Alright, next one. I am still on the prowl for a finish on Daughter of Africa. I am loving how she's turned out. And she's an enjoyable stitch. So, here she is. There's not much left to do for her, guys. There's minimal back stitching, and I think I did some of it already down here. I only have some blue to fill in here, and then over here, and the fruit basket on her head, and the moon. And I say only, but that's still a bunch of stitches because it's dense. But it's still doable. So I'm still going to try for the finish on her this year. So we will see. That is on Scorched Rock. It's an even weave from Fabric Flare. It's a 32 count. It's a panic kit, but I just replaced the fabric on it and used the threads. And I really like it on that Scorched Rock. So this is Stay. The dog had to get over to his food and water, so I moved my thing. Alright, move that back. This one. This is at the Met. I'm going to keep her out. Can't guarantee that I'll get stitched on her again, but I feel like I could possibly get at least one more stitching session with her before the end of the year. And it's all in the skirt. I think I did a center start on her and moved down with the sash the last time. So we'll keep her out in the hopes that I stitch a little bit more on her. She's a keeper. This next one I definitely need to get more done on. I barely got a start on it and then haven't touched it since. This is the United States. It is by Pegasus Publications. They are on Etsy. You can get the PDF off of Etsy for, I think they're like $10. And now it's the Continent series. Now, I say that, and it doesn't even say it on here, but on the original that I have here, it does say Continent series. This is, it should say America, or it should have Canada is what I'm trying to say, because obviously it should be North America. But it doesn't. It says the United States, which is not a continent, it's a country. Close enough. I am just doing it because I really like the animals. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, Philly to be exact, but I've spent plenty of time in the Poconos and lived in Harrisburg. And I'm used to a lot of the animals that I see here. As far as deer and fox and cows, and now that I'm down in Florida, there's the dolphins and the manatees and stuff, and I like animals. So definitely want to do this one just basically because of the animals. I do have Australia, and I bought the PDF for that even though I have the hard copy because I put it into Markup XP. So it'll be easier to read. So I need to get some more stitches in on this one because it's got a very minimal start. This one also was a very minimal start. I actually forgot I started it, guys. And so I think I'm going to keep it out because I still love this one. There's an owl one that goes with it, which I have not purchased. But this is Owl Forest Embroidery, Moonlight Cat. And there's a player on it. Maybe that'll be better. There you go. Moonlight Cat. And I love the Quaker Moon that's in there, and the other designs in the pumpkins. It just really looks good. Al Forrest and Birdie has a lot of good ones. And I got a decent start on it, on the cat part, but I forgot I even started this. When did I start that? I started for my birthday last year. Go figure. So we need to get some stitches in on this one. Again, this might not come out until October. It might be an October spooky stitch. This beast, technically, it's 272 words. I have named it several other words, including bigger numbers like 653 words, because I have frogged the words so much on this. I did try to break it up into 12. That did not work. It was a very lofty goal, which I knew in the beginning, but I did try. Did not get even halfway through before I fizzled out on it. I am keeping this out because I saw Deb from Sunshine Stitchers work on hers, and it's just words, guys. So if I just go and try to pick it up and put a few words in here and there, I'll eventually just get it done, right? I've got a good, get back here. I've got a good bit of the words done. I'm not going to say I'm halfway. By far not halfway, but a good start. Maybe a third of the way done the words. I don't know. I still like it. I'm an Abe Lincoln fan. And I'm trying to see. I am stitching this bad boy on 32 count Lugana. It's vanilla latte from Be Stitch Meat. I ended up getting a half yard because it's a biggin. I am not using, I'm using the called for threads for the outlines and everything, but I am using the DMC equivalent for the letters because that was a lot of skeins I was going to need, like I don't know, 8 to 10 or something like that. Ridiculous. And here is a full coverage that, let's look at it. It's Let Us Gather. It's from Shiny Sun's Cross Stitching, and you can that's the website, shinysunscrossstitching.com. A lot of her stuff does not show up as a PDF, but you can request it. So if you see one of them on there and you like it, you can just email her. If it's not a digital version isn't available, email her and ask her for it, and she will make it into a digital PDF for you. I am doing it 1/1 half stitch. No, 2/1 half stitch. And that's how far I've gotten. I started in the upper right corner. I want to keep it out. I don't want to put it in. I want to see if I can't get some kind of stitching on it done this year. So we're going to keep it out. Let me rearrange some stuff. I'll be back. Alright, I think this is the rest of the mess to go through. So, this one, obviously I'm keeping this one. I have fallen behind on it. It is called Ringing Dragonflies. This is the one that is part of my BFF sale with my BFF Gina. She is doing the butterfly version on the dragonfly. I know she's a couple of months behind. I am now about 2 months behind, and I still need to frog some. I don't think I'm going to finish it by the end of the year, unless something bites my butt. But I'm not giving up on trying to get more done on it for this year, so that one's staying in. This is also staying in. This is one that I'm doing the WIP Wars with my friend Janice. We are both doing the same design, and we're turning over a card like the Game of War, and that determines how many stitches each of us has to do. I know I have to do some stitches. She's got to do a whole bunch, so I'm not in a rush to get mine done. And so this one, and I say this one, it's called the Fox of the First Snowflakes, and that is on Stitch Heart AU. No, Stitch Heart UA. on Etsy. And I'm doing mine on white Aida, 18 count white Aida. So that one is staying for sure. Another one that's staying is my Rivendell. That's my painted canvas. And all I've got done, I can show you, is right there. I'd only started in the corner. That's all of 300 stitches. I've been wanting to pick this back up, but I've been trying to get other things done first. So this is definitely staying. My friend Holly and I are both doing one. I sent her the smaller one because I wanted the bigger one. Another one that's right here that I want to show is my Christmas Moose, Maurice. It's a panic kit. I am so close. I really would like to get him done this year. It's still going to be a slog because as much as I have done, there's still a good amount of dense stitching left to do on him. I did change out the kit fabric. I'm using the kit threads. Changed out the kit fabric for murky, 32 count murky. If you decide that you also want to change it out to murky, make sure it's 32 or 16 count because it was 16 count Aida and you won't have enough threads unless you go smaller, not larger. So if you want to go to 36 or 40 count, that's great for you, but you have to be at least 32 or you're not going to have enough thread. And this is how far he is. I did start the other village on his antler. So cross your fingers that I get the mojo to really knock out some good stitching on him. Another one that I'm obviously keeping because I've been working on it is my TARDIS, my space traveler. I'm only doing 3 pages across and 2 pages down, so I've cut off some, and it is the mini version, but I'm still cutting off some, so the last page is around here somewhere. And that's how far I've gotten. And I have this one, I need to finish the gridiron grind stitches on. So that's a thing. Another one that I'm definitely keeping is my animal magnetism. This is basically full coverage, guys. Because even if it's got space, it's got half stitches. So this is where I'm at. I did change out the fabric and I'm not putting the charms in the corners or filling in the corners. But that's how far I've gotten on it. Game plan for this is to follow around and work on this corner and eventually get the border and everything and all the back stitching and half stitches done here. So then I can concentrate on getting the bottom animals in because that's going to be a good bit of dense stitching. This is not going to be a quick finish by any means. It hasn't been a quick stitch to start with. I don't think most of Dimensions aren't quick stitches. One that I have decided that I'm going to hibernate for now because I still want to finish it. I don't see me doing it anytime soon. I did work on it this year. It's Fried Green Tomatoes. It's by Great Big Grass. I don't know if you can still get this chart anywhere. Maybe on the secondary market. So I am doing this one. I originally planned to do both of them, like one above the other, and then I decided let's just do the recipe. And this year I did work on it. I picked it up a couple of times between last year and this year, and I got in most of the recipe, most of the backstitch words. And I did that when I didn't feel like, if I didn't have any challenges to get stitches for, and I felt like stitching something, I just stitched on the backstitch so I didn't have to count it. But for now, this one's going to go in hibernation. I've had it out and I haven't been wanting to stitch on it lately. I sort of go in spurts with it. So safe to say that I won't miss it being in hibernation. One less. Next up, I spoke about this not too long ago. I don't think I have the picture out. I don't. And it is Hedgehog House, another publication of Lena Lawson. This is how far I am on it. And again, the chart is a bear to read. It's just very difficult, so it's very slow. I want to try to get some stitches in on it. So Hunter is away And this one I was supposed to stitch on and I just didn't. So I'm going to keep it out. Maybe. You know what? I'm going to put it in hibernation. I don't want to make myself stitch on anything, right? There's plenty here to stitch. Already I could not have any more of this stuff and I'd still have plenty to stitch. Hard decisions. I told you it's been hard. Okay. I don't know what the fabric is on this. It's a 32 count. It's Halloween Sampler by Cottage Garden. I'm supposed to stitch on this month. Maybe I will before the end of the month because I had it for Whippagories. And it's not a horrible stitch. It's easy to get a good amount of stitches in. That's how far I've gotten. I think I've stitched on it 2 or 3 times total. So this is definitely staying out. And if I don't do some stitches on it this month, I may make sure to do it in October. This one is still, I want to finish it. And it's Simply Live from the Primitive Needle. You can get this as a PDF on the Primitive Needle website. And I should definitely be able to get this done if I just stitch on it. And I think next month I'm going to stitch on it pretty decent. So that's the plan. And that's where I'm at with it. So I'm just about halfway, I guess. I've got half the stitches. I've got one more word to stitch, and then there's flowers and motifs, and then the lettering at the bottom. So that will be done this year. And it's going to be worked on next month for sure. Put that there. And this one can go there too. This is definitely staying out because I am going to do 100 stitches a week on her, or what's equivalent to 100 stitches a week. So I did do just over 500 stitches for July. And it is Bells of Ireland from Nora Corbett. I worked on her wings. Plan is to finish the wings and the back stitching and just start moving my way down, get it done as I go, and then put the beading in last. Laurel and I are trying to get this done, so we're like, let's motivate ourselves and try to get at least the 500 stitches a month. Because if it doesn't bring it to a finish by the end of the year, it'll at least get some good stitching in. Another one I need to stitch on, and I am definitely keeping, that is my vintage motorcycle, the 1940 Indian. I'm stitching this one for Frank. And it is on a 32 count Belfast Wren from Picture This Plus. I was supposed to do it for Gridiron Grind. I don't think I'm going to finish the Gridiron Grind stitches on it. I think I got a little ahead of myself with how many stitches and having 2 projects for that. So this year I think I'm going to do 1 project for Gridiron Grind. That way I don't lose focus on getting some stitching done. But it still got a decent amount of stitches in. I don't know if I'm going to end up stitching on it anymore this year, but I'll keep it out. I don't know. You know what? Nope, I'm going to put it in hibernation. It's done. We're going to put it in hibernation. I don't feel like I need to stitch on it. This next one is staying out. This is another one of my favorite full coverages, and those are the big ones. The full coverages are the ones I struggle with because it's going to take so long to finish them. So I need to get a good bit done, at least on a couple of them, even if I don't finish all of them. And this one I still want to peck at because it's one of my favorites. It's Waterhole Guardians, and that's how far I am. I'm doing it 2 over 1 half stitch. And I've got meerkats. I started in the bottom right corner. Here it is. It's a Heaven Earth design, full coverage. Artwork by Jan Patrick Krasny. And I'm just over here in this corner. So this one is definitely going to stay on the WIP list and not go into hibernation. It is full coverage Friday today, and I think I need to work on, I want to finish the stitches, the gridiron grind stitches on Space Traveler. And maybe for gridiron grind I should do this. I don't know, I'll pick a different full coverage from Space Traveler for this upcoming football season. But this one's definitely staying in the WIP pile. Another one that's staying in the WIP pile, that is Haunted Library. It's the Haunted Library. That's how far I've gotten so far. I did have to frog out the librarian and put her back in, or at least the black stitches that I did on her. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished, except for mine's going to have some glow in the dark in it. And this is the reason why I hesitate to say I'm going to get too much done on the other two Lola Crow sales that I had started, because I love her stuff, but the stitching does get very fiddly. With the amount of detail that she puts in, she makes a lot of color changes. So I feel like I should try to keep it down to working on one and getting good progress and or finishing one before I go to the next. So I do want to get more in on the museum before I call that done for the year. But this one's definitely still going to stay out on the WIP list to get more stitches in, for sure. So that's on the WIP list. Another one that's staying is my 2020 Friends and Family sale. It is from Fox and Rabbit. You can get this, it's no longer for free, but you can get it for $10 as a PDF download on the Fox and Rabbit website. And I am not putting in all the different initials. I am just stitching it on some Vicky Clayton fabric, and I'm using PR 152 from Silks For You, and this is how far I've gotten. I just finished February. So now on to March. And I would like to get, I had put this in for the Tour de France, and I had also put the Haunted Library in for the Tour de France, which I knew was lofty also. And I think Tour de France is almost over in a couple of days, and I still need a lot of stitches. I know I can get them done on this. Not in time, but I can get them done on this. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is try to plug in and at least commit to the 3,333 stitches on this before I give it up for the year. Next up, I will keep this in my rotation to stitch on it at least once a year, or more, until it's done, and that is the Sailing Ships from Ronnie Rowe. This is Ship Concordia. I do have all three of the ships, and I have several of others of his pen and ink designs. So this one reminds me of the tall ships that they have every year, or had. I'm not sure if they still do it. I know they did it not too long ago in Philadelphia on Delaware Avenue and at the Delaware River. They would have the tall ships, and that's what that reminds me of when my mom used to take me down. So that's how far I've gotten on this one. This is just on 18 count Ada, and I'm doing it in 310 and just using 2 strands full cross. And I've gotten a lot of the front done, minus the sails. I haven't gotten up to the sails yet. So the ship portion is done all the way over to that side. And this will stay on the WIP list so I can get it done at least once a year, if not more. So that's a stay. Another one that I'd like to keep in the rotation is this gift that I'm doing for my bestie's daughter, and that is Kitchen Notions. It is a design by Linda Bird, and it was published by the Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine, spring 2016. So she is a pastry chef and she loves to cook. Her favorite color is green, so I did not do it in the red that showed. Instead, I picked Desert Turquoise. from Victoria's Sampler. And I'm just doing it on a white. And this is where it's at. And I need to work on that this year. Now, it's going to be a gift for her. She doesn't even know. I don't think she watches my videos. But it's going to be a gift for her. And it'll get to her eventually. I'm not making it a promise for Christmas or anything. Just get it done when it gets done. And then poof, Bob's your uncle. She does not have an Uncle Bob, by the way. Just putting it out there. I made that quick decision that on the Dark Queens to put them in hibernation for now, because I did remember I have Potions and Spells. Potions and Spells is in, I forget if I have it in Pattern Keeper or Markup XP. Anyway, I can bring it up on my digital device and stitch on it, and it makes it a lot easier to stitch on, and I enjoy the stitch. So why not stick with this one if I'm going to pick one, and then when I'm done this, I could either pick another one of the ones that I've bought of the witches that they have, or I can pick up one of the queens. And that's how far I've gotten on that. I don't know the fabric, because I think this is one that I got from Belinda when she was destashing. It's an opalescent, and it's probably color Cascade, if I'm not mistaken. That's usually where she got these kind from. That's how far I've gotten, and that's like, I think most of page 1. And out of 4 pages, I think there's 4 pages. Or 6. I don't know. Might be 6 pages. So that is staying in the rotation. I am going to keep this in the rotation without a promise of actually stitching on it again. I restarted this one. It's a Dimensions kit, a Treasured Time. I had started it on the kit fabric, and then I knew I had made a mistake with how many strands I was using, and I just didn't want to pick it up. It was the dread of the fabric and maybe having to take it apart, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to restart. We'll just restart it on a fabric I know that I want to use. So I picked a fabric. It is 32 count even weave called London Fog, and it is by Atomic Ranch. That's how far I've gotten. My friend Gina and I both started it. I got 221 stitches on it. I'm going to put it in hibernation. If I feel an urge to stitch on it, I can always pull it out, but for now, it's going away. And another one. I think I am going to put this one in hibernation for now, because I don't see me stitching on it this year. I don't feel the urge to stitch on it this year. I could always pull it back out, though. It's Aqua City. It's Max Colors from Heaven Art Design. It's artwork by Cyril Marchetti. And I love it. So it's not that I don't want to stitch on it ever or finish it. I do. But I don't feel like stitching on it now. I have the other ones that I'd rather get more stitches in. This is how far I am. I might get the itch to pull it back out and then really start on getting that manta ray in there. But for now, I'm good. I'm good. I don't see me wanting to stitch on it now, and I'll just make the space and put it away. So I think I've reached everything. I think I've gone through. It's pretty much a WIP parade, and my decisions on them and whether I was going to hibernate or not. I have some that I will be starting. I'm not even going to get into that right now. But I do have some planned starts. And that's all I've got. Let me know what you think. I mean, you've watched everything. Did something in my voice or the way I spoke about it make it seem like I probably won't stitch on it? Just put it away. Let me know what you think. And we'll kind of, for those of you that do have a ton of WIPs and don't stitch that much, I mean, I don't want to say, I know I do a good amount of stitching. I'm not the fastest, and don't stitch as much as a lot of other people, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. But for somebody that, any of you that may stitch around how much I have or have as many as, what do you do? What are your plans for, or how are you tackling them? I just feel like if I overtax myself on it, then I sit there and I go, you know what, then I'm not doing anything. And that's counterproductive. Those are my thoughts. I will let you know if I come up with any new plans. And thanks for letting me bounce all this off of you. I hope everybody got some good stitching time in. And I am going to go clean up the mess and start doing some stitching on a full coverage tonight. I hope everyone's well. Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye. I'm back. Because, but wait, there's more. I go to put stuff away and I look down and I forgot there's a whole basket. Because I couldn't fit everything in my 2 shelves, and these are different size bags. I have a basket that sits behind it that I don't always see, and that's part of the problem. See, again, I need to move where that basket is, and I have an idea where I can put it where it's more visible and I'll remember it more. So we'll get back to that. Well, I'll deal with that later. So there's more. Okay. Carousel horse. It's the Philadelphia Toboggan Company carousel horse. Yes, I still want to stitch on this. I have not stitched on it all year, but of course it's been back behind there and I tend to forget about it. So I think I will keep it out and get at least some stitches on it this year. I did get it in a markup XP. That's going to happen. All right. So we're going to keep that one. This one, I love her. I do. I love her. She's going to look absolutely gorgeous when I'm done. I'm going to put it in hibernation though. And I know part of the problem is I don't think about stitching her because there's so many quarter stitches. So I feel like this year I am definitely not going to want to deal with it. So she's going to go in hibernation. It's fine. This one. This is Good Neighbors and reading a color chart. And I even got it into Adobe Acrobat, I think. And I've had to go between the chart and the scan and the working copy. And it's going to go away. I don't need the extra aggravation. So we'll put it away. I still want to get it done because it's like the only Paul Yvonne I'll ever do. We're going to put it away though. Making room, guys. This one. I need to stitch on this one. Absolutely. This is Cocoa Time from Ink Circles. And I am not doing it on that pink. I am doing it on... Do I have the paper here? Where's my card? I lost the card for it. Rude. Okay, I don't know the fabric or when I started it or anything now because I lost the card. But there's where I'm at with it. I do love Ink Circles. She's got some great designs. So we will leave this out and we will try to get some stitches in on that one before the end of the year. I need to do something about this. Okay. Liberty Games. This one from Erica Michaels. I love this. I love the Independence Hall. I mean, I'm from Philly and it's got the Liberty Bell and everything. It screams Philly to me. So I am definitely going to keep this one. I have no idea if I'm going to end up stitching on it this year. I've only got Betsy done. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it out. Because I think I had it in hibernation last year and I decided I should stitch on it this year. So we'll keep it out. No promises. This is a Plum Street from her blog. It's a freebie. And it's 12 Days of Christmas. Obviously it's cut off from how I printed it, but I'm not reprinting it. It is on a 40 count oaken is the color from Pictures Plus. I was supposed to do it in 12 parts last year, and I don't even have what I stitched on the card because I was just doing a portion a month, and I fizzled out. That's it. No excuses, just I guess I didn't feel like it. I will keep it out though, because I would like to at least finish that day and maybe another one before the end of the year. And maybe I'll get more festive with it in December or closer to December. I might be able to see that one. It's 40 count and I'm going to Stitch West, so maybe I can take it because it's a Christmas theme. And I can take that one. This one I am going to keep out. I need to chip away at it. The chart is in another thing. It's called Witch's Brew, and it is from With Thy Needle and Thread. I'm stitching it on Fairy Wings. It's a 36 count linen called Fairy Wings, the color. Then let's do this. That's where I'm at. And she's standing on a big coffee cup, and I want to show you the chart. It's a color chart too, so that's a problem. Standing on a big coffee cup says Witch's Brew, and there's a pumpkin at the bottom. Then there's flowers coming out of the cup. She's holding the cup, and there's a moon and stars. So she'll stay out. She'll stay out. Chip away at her. This one I'm keeping out because I will always work on it at least once a year. And it's, I don't think I've seen it on Stitch and Joel's site. She said she had to revamp it or something. Anyway, it's called NYC Twin Tower Scene. I started this on 9/11 in, it's called Remember 9/11 sale. I started in 2021. It was a 10-year anniversary. And I did work on it. I worked on it twice last year, in June and in September. And I just chip away at it a little bit at a time. I think the last time I was stitching on it, I had decided, instead of trying to work all the way across with all that water, that I would work my way up and get to some buildings. Who knows what I'll tackle. I might still do that next time I pick it up, because that was the plan, but who knows what I feel like. But it's definitely staying out for at least 9/11. It's the least I can do. This one. I don't have the picture out with me. I worked on this in January. It is Peacock Majesty. It's a Teresa Wentzler. And I know I worked in the branch and on this peacock. And for now, I'm gonna put it in my hibernation pile. And if I want to torture myself with a bajillion quarter stitches and blends, then I will pull her back out. But for now, I don't foresee me wanting to stitch on. This one I definitely can see me wanting to stitch on this year, so I'm going to keep it out. This is by Fiddlesticks AU again. It's Wibbly Wobbly, and I started this in May of last year. I've only worked on it twice so far. It's a nice easy stitch. I'm putting it on 28 count white Monaco, and I've gotten this much done on it, so it's easy to get a good chunk done at a time. So that will stay out, with the hopes that I'll stitch on it again. And then, last but not least, And I sort of want to put it on for my... No, I lied. It's not last. I found another one. Oh, Freedom. That's staying out because I just started that and I really like it. That is from Joyce Reed's Designs. I had started it for Juneteenth. And I got the word freedom done. So, in theory, it shouldn't be that bad to stitch up. I know there's a lot of stitches in the skirts and the clothing. So that one will stay a WIP for sure. There's 2 more after that. F is for Friends and Flowers. It's fiddly stitching, and I think I lost steam in it working on the girls. Plus, it's so small, and there's not a lot of margin on it. So I think I'm pretty much done with the girls, and can now move on to fiddly bits. So I need to try and just pick it up and put a motif in and put it away, and pick it up and put a motif in. So we will keep that out and see how that works. I should at least try to stitch on it for this year. And then this is the last one, and I actually debated for Full Coverage Friday, do I want to stitch on this one, because this one is fun to stitch, but I need to catch up with my stitches on my Time Traveler to get my gridiron grind done before the new football season starts. So this is Ugly Birds, another one from Heaven and Earth Designs, with the artwork is by Sierra Marchetti, and it is the bookmark, the story keep. So it's like a bookmark shape, because it's a very large bookmark size. I did work on this in February, and I am going to keep this out as a WIP, and it stays right on these, so that's helpful also, by the way. Put that there. Okay, and that's where I'm at with that one. So that one will stay a WIP. Now I'm done. Now I am. Now I'll finish cleaning up and change my lists around, mark stuff on, and move stuff to my hibernating pile, and I'll get to stitching. Again, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye.